started with this gentleman here, W.D. Gann, the Gann theory. Any of you guys that dabble on the dark side of shares will probably know that name, the Gann theory and all of that kind of stuff. Well, it's actually little known, perhaps, that it wasn't just a share theory, it was a property theory. He died in 1955, and his predictions have actually been held true through to present time. And one of the things that he predicted was the varying cycles that the markets go through. And when you count forward the cycles, if you go back, particularly in America, I mean, this guy here, Fred Harris, he's actually written a number of books on it. It's American, though. It's not Australian, it's American. And how, since land was originally kind of released for freehold ownership in the 1700s, through the 1800s, through the 1900s, now into the year 2000, the American property market goes on an 18 to 19 year cycle. And if you track it way back since 1700s through, that's exactly what you see. There's one small exception, which is around the First World War, where all the boys came back from the war and there was massive money put into rebuilding the economy and other things, and it extended that cycle out for about a 22, 24 year cycle before it actually happened again, and then it reset the clock and went from there. He has his a theory as to the 18-year cycle and the actual 5 stages of that particular cycle, where the first 7 years are in that recovery phase. Then you've got your mini recession phase, where normally only lasts less than a year, where you have a levelling off, which is what I was talking about, and I'll explain when that's going to happen. And then you have the explosive phase again, where you get another really strong run for another 7 years. And then you have the winner's curse for about 2 years, where it crashes. Now, this is American, I might say. And then you've got the bust and clean-up, which can take anywhere between 4 to 6 years. Now, America is in the bust and clean-up, and it's going to start that next cycle again. What we're seeing in Australia is we didn't have a huge downturn, and our recovery period is not as long. You know, we recovered much more quickly than America, and that'll be shown in the next little while.
I've tried to gain little bits of knowledge about property investing, stocks and shares, businesses, experts, space, where you're teaching people, those sorts of things. But I've literally, now that I'm transitioning into retirement, I've taken 6 months off to gather the pieces. And from where I was on the 20th of December to where I am today, I have got a really solid, bright, expanding future sitting in front of me.